Kia ora folks, here's a few tips for if you want to use this reasonably big, nice camera in media studies. First, you've got to get a battery and attach the battery to the camera. It goes in the back of the camera here. Get the battery like so and pop it in like that and plonk it in place. The power for the camera is here under your thumb. It's a little hard to see there, but that's what we're looking for, is the little dial there. That dial will allow you to switch the camera on. You can see that it's got off, camera mode, playback and something else. So to turn it, you're going to put your thumb through there, push down this little button in bit at the top there and rotate the dial one notch. You can see the light comes on, that's on the camera mode. You then have the choice of looking through this electronic viewfinder here with your eye. You can see there's a little screen in there, or you can pop the screen out to the side, which allows you to see there. Record button is under your thumb here, so if you put your hand through it, that's going to be under your thumb, or on the top of the camera there's another record button up there, so if you're maybe holding it with this hand, you've got to record. You've also got a zoom here under your thumb, or a zoom here under your fingers if you're operating it this way. The other thing about this camera is that it's got some quite good sound inputs at the back. Let's go over those now. These are some microphones and some cables. The type of mic these are these little 3-pin ones called XLR microphones. This one's a shotgun mic, this is a little handheld dynamic mic. To plug them in, you need to get an XLR cable. Here's one here. It will have different ends, one end to go into the microphone and one end to go into the camera. Mic, camera. Step one is to plug the mic into the cable. Let's go for the shotgun mic this time. Plug that in there. That should click into place. It's got a little catch there to release it if you want to take it back out again. So pop that in, it should click and you're ready to go. Shotgun mic has a battery inside, so you need to switch it to on, normal, or on telly, either or. Telly is louder. Okay, you're going to plug that into the camera. The back of the camera has two places where you can plug in a microphone, here and here. So you get the other end of the XLR cable and you're going to plug that into one of these sockets. So channel 1, for example, plug it in here. Again, it's got a little catch there to release later on, so it should click in and that's secure. If you want to take it out, you push in that little tab and then pull it out like so. So that's plugged in. While you're doing that, you should check the switches at the back. You can see there are a couple. This says mic attenuation. You want that to be off pretty much all the time. That reduces the volume, so you'd only switch it on if you're in a really, really loud environment, like live music or something. So you want that on off, you want that off. What you've plugged in is a mic, so you want it on mic in the middle here, mic here. If you're using a mic that requires power, you can switch it over to plus 48 volts. This one doesn't, it has its own battery. The other one didn't either, it was a dynamic mic. Don't worry about line level, we don't have anything with a line level signal. Okay, once you've got it plugged in, you then need to change the settings for the sound. So we'll turn this camera around sideways. And over here by the door of the camera are the sound adjustments. This little panel here is for sound. Audio select is this one here. You can have it on auto, which will automatically pick for you, or you can put it onto manual, where you're making some selections. Channel 1 is the left channel, channel 2 is the right channel. So channel 1 could be on front, which refers to the built-in mics on the camera at the front, or rear, which is where you've plugged in at the back. So we want channel 1 on rear, we want channel 2 on front, because there's no mic plugged into channel 2. If we zoom out, I'll show you quickly. These are the front mics here, on the front of the camera, they're built in. And these are the rear mic inputs here at the back. Coming back around to the side again, you have two dials. Those two dials are the volume for each of your inputs. Channel 1, which is currently set to the back, and channel 2, which is currently set to the front. So you can make things louder or quieter using these dials. Up above here is a monitor dial. That says how much volume is going out to the headphones. So it's not adjusting your recording, it's just how much volume goes to the headphones, which is at the back of the camera down here in this little corner headphone socket. Okay, what does it look like when you've got sound going into this camera? Well, okay, so you can monitor your sound here. Now we can see channel 1 on the left, channel 2 on the right. If I tap the camera itself, it's making lots of noise on one of the channels. Pick up the mic and talk into the mic loudly. That's a lot of noise on the left channel. So I'm now talking really close up to the mic, and you can see the left channel is really, really loud. The right channel, which is the front of the camera, is not very loud because I'm not very close to that mic. Let's zoom out and show that. So that's me talking nice and close, loud on the left, but because I'm not so close to the mics at the front, not as loud. That means you want to get this mic, if you're using it, as close to your sound source as possible. On a boom pole maybe is one way of doing that. If you have the shotgun mic attached to the top of the camera in a little mic holder like that, that could work for you pretty well. It's not much closer to your subject than the built-in mics, but it does reject sound from above and below and somewhat from behind as well. It focuses on sound out the front. But if you imagine a beam coming out of that, of where it's sensitive, that beam comes out sort of on a 90-degree angle from the middle of the mic. So roughly like this. So if you were filming someone who was short and the mic was pointed over their head, it might not actually pick them up very well at all. You would need to adjust it so it's pointing right at what you want to get the sound from. So key thing with shotgun mics, make sure they're pointing at the thing you want the sound for. Plug some headphones in and listen as you go to make sure you're getting good sound.